Hi, first graders. How are you? I miss all of you. I hope you had a really great spring break. We're going to get back into reading. I hope you did a little bit of that over spring break too, but I also hope you had some fun family time. That's really important. This week, getting back into reading, we're going to do things a little bit different. We're going to talk about retelling our stories that we have read. So way back at the beginning of the year, we talked about that there are 3 ways to read a book, that we could read the pictures, that we could read the words, and that also we could retell the story. So this week we're going to focus on retelling the story. So what do you do when you retell a story? Well, it's a little bit tricky because when you're retelling a story, you don't want to tell every single little tiny detail that happens in the story, but you want to think about what are the big things that happened in the story. For example, I've read out loud to you A Piglet Named Mercy. So if I'm going to talk about the big things that happened in that story, I'm going to talk about Mr. and Mrs. Watson. I'm going to talk about that pig that showed up on their doorstep one morning. I'm going to talk about that they didn't quite know what to do with it. Talk about those neighbors, baby Lincoln and Eugenia Lincoln, who came in and said that maybe the pig is hungry. And then I'm going to talk about that they fed the pig, and at the end they decided to call her Mercy and keep her. So those are kind of the big parts. There's a lot more that happened in that story, but that's kind of the big retell of that story. So today, what you're going to do is you're going to really get to look at all your books, and we're going to really try to make sure that you're reading for 40 minutes today. And that doesn't have to be the whole time. Oh my word, we know 40 minutes is a long time, but you could read for 20 minutes by yourself, and then think about some books that you could retell to someone. And then maybe later on in the day, you might read for 10 more minutes. And then later on in the day, you might read for 10 more minutes. So you'd have 20 plus 10 is 30, plus 10 more is 40. And there's your 40 minutes. So what to do with that retell? You're going to read your books. You're going to find some that you really understand what's happening, because that's so important to know what's happening in that story. And you're going to think about those big parts. Who is in the story? Where are they in the story? And what's happening in the story? And there's no Seesaw post today. It's just you really digging into your books and practicing your reading for 40 minutes today. I hope you really enjoy it. Pick some good ones. There's no use reading a book you don't like. Pick ones you're interested in and that you really love, and I'm excited to hear all about it tomorrow, because tomorrow there will be a Seesaw post, and that's where you'll get the chance to say what you've learned, give a little example of a retell, and then I can see it. So today is practice, and I'm excited for you to get the chance to practice with the books that you want. And then tomorrow, when we read, that's when you'll have the Seesaw post. All right, happy reading, everyone. Bye.